The question that comes up about every other video in the comments from somebody is, have we ever seen wildlife coming out to a place like this? And the answer is always kind of. We've seen elk, we've seen some moose, we've seen just about that. Today that changes. On the drive in to this place right here, which is White Fir in Central Oregon, we saw a bobcat laying in the middle of like the logging road, just kind of sunning itself, relaxing. So that was kind of cool. We finally saw a wild animal, and it only took like 4 years. I guess we can count Leica. Leica's kind of a wild animal sometimes. She's a little nuts. Well, I'm going to give you the lay of the land as we walk back and look at that right behind me. This out here is the Ochocos. We're in Central Oregon right now. If you went back and watched our White Fir Thunderegg video, that is basically on the other side of that little hill, maybe a little over half mile. However, the bed extends, and right here is piles and piles of rhyolite with jasper. So we do have Thundereggs out here. We have just a lot of a lot of rhyolite with the jasper in it. I'm not so interested in that, but there is some pits out here which have agate-filled Thundereggs. So that's the plan. We're going to move a little down the road, and we might actually end up going back to the original White Fir. Everything's a learning process, and the Thundereggs that I got last time when we were at White Fir, I would say maybe I got like 6 good ones, about 6 really good ones that I'm happy with, that are keepers, and the rest a little not so much. Some of them were really small. They just had like yellow jasper on the inside. They weren't super unique. Not that they were really bad, they just weren't super unique. So we might actually head back over there and get some more of those, try my luck, but not this evening. We are going to go try to get some of the some of the agate-filled ones now. Let's head over there and check out these old diggings. You can see people have really done a ton of digging in here. And you might also notice that the rhyolite is a little different. We have a lot of green. We have a lot of green rhyolite here, and that is what I'm looking to sort through. Definitely not going to do any sketchy digging, and if anything, I'll leave it better than what it currently is. But you can see right here, that's like kind of the outside of one, and maybe I'll kind of clean that for you. All right. So you can see we have a little pocket right there in the center of some agate. Now this isn't a great example, but it is an example, and you can see we kind of have that little round Thunderegg shape right there. So let's start working. So that does have some agate right there in the middle, but it's not like your traditional kind of Thunderegg, really. Not where you have that nice spherical shape. So I might just try to find some interesting pieces, scoop out some of these holes and see what I can come up with. A lot of I've found some like littler Thundereggs, but they just almost seem like, what's the point, right? Like, I doubt there's going to be anything in these. It just seems unlikely. Whereas other beds, like you look at things like lily pad, you would have good agate in there. That wasn't going very well over there, so we switched holes and we're now digging this guy out. It does seem a little bit more promising, and yeah, I mean, just kind of my initial kind of scooping out some of this. I'm starting to find some things, at least. Something's better than nothing, I guess. Pretty sure that's my first kind of partial. You can kind of see we have a little bit of a pressure ridge in there, so maybe that's some promise to it. And I found some partial pieces like that, and that's a real partial, which makes me a little worried that this thing is just like we're really kind of fracturing, all fractured material coming out of here. They do say it's an agate bed, and obviously it is rhyolite, but that doesn't necessarily mean complete, like perfect Richardson Ranch style Thundereggs, which that's frustrating. And we can see people's discards here, which, you know, I'll take that. Isn't necessarily the most promising thing. So I'm going to keep working this out and extracting and hopefully come up with something. But you can kind of see just in here, a lot of the stuff, it's just like fractured already, like in place. It's not like we're taking it out of a nice clay layer or something, which, well, we'll see. We'll see. And there's cool things here, but yeah, I get these pieces out and it gives me a little bit of hope, and then it doesn't yield anything else. Like you see these sticking out, and where's the complete ones? Where's the complete ones? Well, I should mention that this is the beginning of September, which means, well, sun goes down kind of early, 6 o'clock, and I am tired, and we're also not finding a whole lot. Sarah found this right here. Sarah found this whole one. At least we hope it's a whole one. We got a half a 2-gallon bucket of partials. I'm going to keep working, but it feels like I'm digging through just a bunch of broken Thundereggs, and at no point are we kind of like below a perlite layer or digging in clay that they formed in, or rhyolite. You're like getting them straight out. It just kind of seems lifted, shattered, and that. What did you just dig up right there?
Has a cool texture.
That does have a cool texture. Yeah, kind of like a very botryoidal, you know, almost like a little tubes in there. We'll take it because we're not we're not doing well. Yeah, but you can see like there is a partial. There's a partial there. So in a location like this where there's just tons and tons of digging everywhere, I feel like it's a little bit of a challenge to even figure out where you should dig, what's been dug, what's just a random hole. But then I see things that give me hope. I see things like that, right? Like clearly the interior of a Thunderegg formed in green rhyolite, but like, you know, it's all broken out. Not really a Thunderegg shape to it at all, though. I didn't expect it to go that far. We got a little over a gallon or so, and it is definitely a confusing spot for me. You know, we've gone to a number of different localities over the years, and they just lack like a clear direction as to what you should be doing. And this, I think, falls into that category, right? Like, you know, other places it's like, go here, dig in clay for Thundereggs. Go here, do whatever, you know? Go to this road cut, on and on. Glass butte, just look down. This, not so much the case, you know. Sometimes I thought I was digging through people's tailings only. Other times I was like, well, is it just compressed tailings? Why is everything so fractured up and broken?
Yeah. Everything was fractured up and broken.
I got this stuff laid out here that we picked up. I'm going to show it to you. And I would love to hear your thoughts on what you would do next, because we're kind of facing a little bit of a dilemma here. We can go back up there. We can go back up that road, right? And we can spend all of tomorrow morning digging, or go to another location. Out here in the Ochocos, there's a lot of cool places. We have the white fur jasper beds. We have, there's fossils. There's just a whole, there's Whistler Springs, there's Lucky Strike. Well, you can't go to Lucky Strike right now. But like, you know, there's just a lot. There's a lot of places that we could go and rather spend our time. So I'm going to flip this around and show you what we both scavenged and dug. So we'll just kind of go through this real quick and look at these. I mean, if like this piece right here was a completed Thunderegg, that would be pretty good. I did grab one of these little red jaspers just because. There's plenty of agate here where it's just like kind of a chalcedony, and then around I guess the exterior, there's a little bit of banding and fortification just like that. There's pieces like that there. I mean, there's potential here, right? There's potential, but we we didn't find anything better than this. I mean, that would be cool if that was like a whole Thunderegg and I cut that. I would be happy with that. There's a half. Obviously, that is a very little core and a lot of rhyolite.
Yeah.
We got a couple of whole ones, which might just be nothing, because you were cracking some with the hammer, and there was just rhyolite.
Yeah.
This one I feel has a little bit of promise to it. Like I feel like that I can cut that there, and it might be good. But really, man, if that was a completed egg, that'd be a mid-tier, low-tier Lucky Strike egg.
Yeah, compared to eggs that we already have or things that can be found around here, it's not... Is it really worth the time to dig out?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. You found this, which it almost looks like opal in a way. Will we focus?
It was on top of a log. Somebody else found it and set it aside.
Oh, so you didn't find it.
Who knows?
And there's this kind of piece right there, which would have been part of a bigger egg, but I don't know.
I mean, we didn't find a whole lot of half eggs even. At the other Jasper area when we were there.
They're all fulls. I have a whole bunch of fulls.
I feel like I found a lot of halves too, though.
Yeah.
Whereas this is quarters, eighths.
She has no opinion. I'm leaning towards no. I look at that and I'm like, we could drive from here to the polka dot and we could dig real Thundereggs for I think $2 a pound. We could drive up the road and go to White Fur and get cool Jasper. I'm going to put a picture in right here. Put it over Sarah's face. Look at this Jasper Thunderegg. That's a pretty good Jasper Thunderegg that we got over at the Jasper bed over there. That's pretty good, you know? So I'm leaning towards not doing more of that and going and doing more other stuff, which, you know, that's part of this. I mean, you come out, you never know. There's no guarantees when you come out and you're getting free rock, right? Free rock. I think we'll go for maybe a slam dunk of a place next. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have infinite time. If we did, we would stay here longer.
That would be nice to have infinite time and just be like able to go someplace and be like 3 days, one spot. I feel like I don't have the patience for that.
You have to find some good stuff on the first day
Yes.
to motivate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a sample here of what can be found, and cross our fingers on those whole eggs. Or
You never know. I think we're going to have to do some serious cleaning, do a little bit of cutting back in the shop. But before that, let me show you this camp spot, 'cause it's pretty good. Pretty good. Normally, I don't like to camp this close to a road, but it is a weekday night in September. So I think it will be fine. Not too many people will be driving by. Beautiful here. Got to set that thing up. And it's a little, we're a little uneven. I think I need more wooden blocks. What do you think? Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We'll find out. We'll wake up with all the blood rushed to our heads. This is everything kind of mostly cleaned up. It was an interesting experience, and it was not a complete bust because one of these things here on the table is actually quite good, and there's a couple of things that have some promise that I have yet to cut. So going out there kind of left me with a bunch of questions. There's obviously a number of things going on here, like fortified waterline style filling, quartz crystal, right? Quartz crystal out there. I even found this piece of just like chalcedony that clearly broke out. Virtually everything that we found was, in fact, broken. There was some nice little botryoidal bits out there, but I'm like, well, what am I going to really do with things like that? I did, however, see enough to, well, feel kind of okay about some of this. So as an example, this Thunderegg right here, had this been entirely solid and cut, it would have been pretty nice. I did cut this one, which is, I had very low expectations of. I mean,
it's very long.
yeah, it's kind of just a funky rock, and it ended up being pretty good. Here, let's look at this side here. I'm quite happy with that. As far as a representative Thunderegg of an area, it's kind of interesting. Yeah. So I did get this one example, which I think is pretty good. I would, obviously I put the time in to polish that. This thing over here, you can see that just in the shape, I might cut this and see if there's anything in that. There could be. I didn't because I already have something in my saw. This one is another where,
Is there another half to that?
it exploded. The other half exploded in the saw. But it's seeing things like this make me a little skeptical, where we are very rhyolite heavy. Now, I don't particularly care for rhyolite heavy eggs. There is this kind of chunk here, which I might make a face cut on. You can kind of see. Let's get this guy a little wet here. We do have some dark chalcedony in there, which I'm just kind of curious. I might cut that, maybe not. But yeah, that was across the ravine from the white fir jasper beds. I cut that, and it's it's a dud. Yeah, that's not really a keeper at all. Thoughts on it? Would you go back?
I mean, That area has so many other options. Yeah, this one's unique looking, and there certainly are Thundereggs there.
Piece of some opal that you found?
Somebody else found and put on a log, and I picked it up. But I don't know. You've got the jasper bed right next to it. Down the road, you've got an infinite number of other spots within a short drive.
I would not go back.
Yeah.
Having seen what I've seen, I would probably not go back. And that is not because I don't think there's anything good there. There's obviously good things there. I wouldn't go back because of the proximity to good places to go. And purely that. If that was the only thing in the region and we were over there, I would 100% go and be like, try my luck. Mm-hmm. But it's hard when there's so many cool places to try things. Mm-hmm. That's my takeaway. Let me know down below, everybody, what do you think? We spent some time there. We did some digging. We did what we could do. And I did come away with a specimen worth polishing up. But I have a number of things that will probably just get chucked into my my pile now that they're clean and I've looked at them. Huge shout out to everybody over on Patreon who make this type of content possible. Thank you very much. Without the support, content like this would have ceased to exist. Any thoughts?
It was good to see it, and we don't have to see it again.
It was cool seeing a bobcat.
Yes.
Lounging in the road. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. Y'all take care. Thanks for coming by and watching. Check out the website, currentlyrockhounding.com, and I will catch you in the next video.